Okay, good morning everyone. Today I will be presenting my study titled Relationship Between Sedentary Time and Perceived Stress, Comparing Academic and Entertainment Sedentary. To begin with the background, college students typically spend a large portion of their day studying. Prior research has shown that sedentary behavior is not only associated with physical health risks such as metabolic and structural problems, but it also can negatively affect mental health. For example, Guerrero et al. Found that prolonged sedentary lifestyles contribute to longer uh, may contribute to higher stress levels as well as symptoms of anxiety and depression. Similarly, Wang et al. Also supported the link between sedentary behavior and mental health issues among college students. However, the existing literature is not entirely consistent. For instance, Pong and Ren found that increased leisure time sedentary behavior may actually be associated with lower perceived stress. This suggests that not all sedentary behavior has the same psychological impact, and that the purpose of sitting, such as academic work versus entertainment, may play an important role. Therefore, the importance of this study lies in two aspects. First, it is closely related to the physical and mental health of college students, and second, it helps address um, contradictions in current research by distinguishing between different types of sedentary behavior. Moving on to the study objectives. This study has three main objectives. First, it aims to assess sedentary behavior among college students on both workdays and weekends. This includes total sedentary time, academics-related sedentary time, and entertainment-related sedentary time. Second, it measures participants' perceived stress levels using a standardized scale. Third, it analyzed the relationship between the sedentary behavior and perceived stress. Overall, the main goal of this study is to explore how Purdue University students' sedentary habits are distributed across different contexts and how these behaviors are related to their stress levels. Now I will move on to the methodology. The study population consists of students from Purdue University who are over 18 years old. Data was collected using an online questionnaire created in Qualtrics. The survey link was distributed through online communication channels such as class group chats and club groups to ensure data quality. A screening criterion was applied. If the reported academic or entertainment sedentary hours exceeded the total sedentary hours, the response was considered invalid and excluded from analysis. In total, 31 questionnaires was collected. After removing 11 invalid responses, the final sample size was 20 valid participants. Now I will begin presenting the results. First, regarding the respondent profile, among the 20 participants, 6 were male and 14 were female. The average age of participants was 23.85 years old, ranging from 19 to 30. In terms of academic status, 45% of participants were undergraduate students across different grade levels, while 55% were graduate students. Next, we move to the results of Objective 1, which examines sedentary behavior during workdays and weekends. On workdays, the average total sedentary time was 10.75 hours per day, ranging from 7 to 17 hours. Notably, 20% of participants reported 13 hours or more of sitting per day, while 15% reported 8 hours or later or less. When breaking this down by purpose, academic sedentary time on workdays averaged 7.25 hours, with a range from 4 to 11 hours. About 15% of participants reported 10 hours or more of academic sitting, while 20% reported 5 hours or less. For entertainment-related sedentary behavior on workdays, the average was 3.7 hours per day, ranging from 1 to 9 hours. Around 15% of participants reported 6 hours or more, while 30% reported 2 hours or less. Now look at the sedentary behavior during weekends. On weekends, the average total sedentary time was 7.4 hours per day, ranging from 3 to 15 hours. Compared to weekdays, this shows a clear decrease in overall sedentary time. When we break it down further, academic sedentary time during weekends dropped to an average of 3.35 hours, ranging from 1 to 6 hours. About 25% of participants report 5 hours or more of academic sitting, while 35% reported 2 hours or less. For entertainment sedentary behavior, the average was 4.15 hours per day, ranging from 1 to 12 hours. Around 15% of participants reported 8 hours or more, while 30% reported 2 hours or less. Moving to objective 2 is perceived stress. Stress was measured using the Pressed Stress Scale, or PSS. The average score among participation was 27.25, ranging from 16 to 38. The distribution shows clear individual differences. About 30% of participants score 32 or higher, indicating high stress levels, while 35% scores 21 or lower, indicating relatively low stress. The remaining participants fell in the moderate rate. This suggests that stress levels among college students are highly varied, rather than concentrated in one range. Now moving to the objective 3 is the relationship between sedentary behavior and stress. I calculated average daily sedentary hours using a weighted formula combining weekdays and weekends. The result shows a strong positive relationship between total sedentary time and perceived stress. The correlation and coefficient is 0.70, and this relationship is statistically significant. This indicates that students who sit more tend to report higher stress level. When we separate sedentary behavior by type, the results become more nuanced. Academic sedentary time has a weaker relationship with stress, with a correlation coefficient of 0.37, and this relationship is not statistically significant. In contrast, entertainment sedentary time shows a moderate positive relationship with stress, with a correlation coefficient of 0.44, and this result reaches statistical significance at the 5% level. This suggests that the entertainment-related setting may have a slightly stronger association with strength than academic setting, although both are positively related. Now move on to the conclusion. First, sedentary behavior among college students shows clear difference between weekdays and weekends. On weekdays, students spend significantly more time sitting, mainly due to academic activities, ranging over 10 hours per day. On weekends, total sedentary time decreases, and a larger portion of sitting is related to entertainment activities. Second, perceived stress levels vary greatly among individuals, with both high stress and low stress groups present in the sample. Third, overall sedentary behavior is strongly positively correlative with perceived stress. This means that higher sedentary time is generally associated with higher stress levels. However, when we look at different types of sedentary behavior, we find that the relationship is not significantly different between academic and entertainment contexts. In other words, the purpose of sitting does not fully change its relationship with strength. Overall, sedentary behavior is highly common among college students, and it is closely associated with perceived stress. Finally, I will discuss the implications of this study. First, universities should consider implementing interventions that reduce prolonged sitting time. For example, they could introduce activity breaks between classes or provide more flexible learning environments such as standing desks or active classrooms. Since academic activity account for the largest portion of sedentary time, instructors may also consider integrating short movement breaks or more interactive teaching methods to reduce continuous sitting. For leisure-related sedentary behavior, students' well-being programs can focus on digital behavior management and stress coping strategies, helping students engage in healthier forms of relaxation. From a research perspective, future studies should include participants from multiple universities or cultural backgrounds to test whether these findings are generalizable. Additionally, because this study is cross-sectional, future research should adopt longitudinal designs to better understand the crucial relationship between um, secondary behavior and stress. Finally, future work should incorporate objective measurement tools such as wearable devices to reduce bias from self-report data. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your listening.